Hey guys, what's up? Scotch Duck here, once again. Right, I think this is the first, in front of the camera video that I've been doing since I did my, well, I started, I should say, my Shenmue Let's Play, so I hope you didn't forget what I looked like. But, yeah, we got a collection update here for you, so let's get into it. First of all, some non-game stuff, actually, some stuff I want to just show off here. A couple of really nice items, as a matter of fact. Now, Shenmue 3 has obviously been out for a few months now, and the developers have started to roll out the Kickstarter rewards, of which I was a fairly high tier, so I've got a few. But it looks like they're drip feeding them out, which is fine, you know. It'd be nice if we could get them a bit sooner, but whatever. So I got my signed Shenmue 3 print right here. Yep, that's Yu Suzuki's signature right there. And there's Ben, Landy, Neo, and Shen. Well, I don't know what Neo's wearing though. Actually, I do kind of know. That's like one of the DLC outfits from the game, which I never used because Neo wearing anything other than his brune jacket is sacrilege to me, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get a frame for this or something like. It's very, very nice to have for sure. Yeah, that's one thing. And next thing I'm just going to show off here. If I can get this back in its case thing. There we go. I just happened to see this on the Twitter. It was on the Sega shop, and it was like had a sale going on or whatever, and I decided to get it. Who knows what this is? Oh god, it's a bit creased to fuck. I'm going to have to iron this. But yeah, that's a Beats t-shirt from Jet Set Radio. I've seen like these cut a book, you know, these have been on sale in certain places for like a good few years, like in hoodies and all that, but I've never actually owned it, so now I've got this. Expect to see me wear this into a few videos, like, it's really awesome. But yeah, okay, now we're going on to actual games. I've got a few here, and I say this in almost every other collection update, but hopefully this will be the last you see for a while. In fact, I'm going to say it now. I'll talk about it probably in the next one. Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing are coming out like at the end of this month. I'm very excited for both games. I've been loving like the little artwork that's been coming out of like Doom Guy and Isabelle. You know, it's like gets me right here that. And I'm actually planning to get both games digitally. Okay, Doom Eternal I wanted to play it on PC, so I'm getting it there on Steam. You know. And Animal Crossing seems like the perfect game to just always have on your Switch, you know, rather than hoofing about the cartridge all the time, which is something that, you know, I do sometimes, but I feel like for Animal Crossing I can justify it, which is really weird for me because you guys know how like pro-physical I am for the most part, but for Animal Crossing I'll bite the bullet on this, and of course for Doom Eternal because I'll be playing it on PC, but whatever. Probably talk about that in another collection update when they actually come about, but for now, physical shit. Right. Okay. So, I'll tell you guys this, right? I feel like I've gotten to a point with collecting now, and I feel like I start a lot of sentences like that, where I know what I want to, like, focus on, you know? For a good while, I used to just collect stuff for the sake of collecting it, you know? It was nice shelf fodder to have. And one console I'm pretty convinced I don't really want to collect for anymore is NES, you know? Nothing against the NES, it's just not something that I'm like super into, at least not anymore, you know? But there was always one game for the NES that I had never had. I played multiple times because it's a fairly commonly re-released game, but never owned physically. And now I finally do, so I have right here the original Metroid. Yep. Really cool to have this. Not the best game in the series for sure, you know, but it obviously paved the way for what was the excellent Metroid series. But yeah, I've got that now. Can't see myself getting much more NES games after this, but that's definitely one that was on the bucket list that would have been nice to have, but it used to get really pricey. But got it now, so that's really nice. Okay, funny story about this one. I was at work, and there's this lassie in my office who's like, Donald, you should get this game. Okay, this lassie doesn't play games. She played this game when she was younger. And she's like, Donald, you should get this game, lol. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. And for my lack of judgment or whatever, I went on eBay and bought it. Samsons Hat and Run. Never played this game before. When I actually got it, my best friend happened to be over, and we ended up bunging it on and just playing like the first couple of hours of the game, and it was just chock-a-block with like Simpson references, you know, of the time that this was out, which largely was kind of like the best era of the Simpsons, you know, that sort of like late 90s, possibly early 2000s era, you know. I say that mainly because that's when we were growing up, you know, but we were just constantly watching The Simpsons all the time, and, you know, like, we make Simpsons quotes to each other to this day, so it was actually a treat to really, like, play that opening bit with him, you know. I doubt I'm even going to, like, play the rest, because the experience is probably going to be topped with that, but nice to have regardless, you know. I know a lot of people really like Samsons Hat and Vanquish, so, yeah, that's one. Okay, and next up, this just came out this weekend, actually. Rune Factory 4 Special. Now, I was actually just touching on this. Do you guys remember how... In fact, let me keep talking. Let me just check something. You guys remember how, like, money I was back in the day for physical media? You know, I went on constantly. Back in the, like, the latter half of the generation, I feel like every other video I was making was about, like, games coming out physically or games not coming out in the PAL region, you know, because that 3DS era really had a hard time with that, and it really got on my tits. It really did. And one game that did not make its way over here, at least not physically, was Rune Factory 4. Okay, here's the American 3DS version, and they've now decided to re-release it on the Switch, and I got it right here. So that's really nice. And yeah, I haven't really properly sat down to start it yet, but I have every intention of doing so because I love Harvest Moon. A lot of people know that. Rune Factory, not so much. I've not dwelled into it too much. I have all the other Rune Factories on the DS, and I played like a good few hours of the first game. Didn't finish it, but I don't know how much the other games like stack up in relation to this. But fuck it, we're just going to dive right into Rune Factory 4 here and see where we get to with that. So yeah, Rune Factory 4. Nice. Next up we have now, this is something I'm super happy about, is we now have this, and I can now put this on my shelf and just be happy about it. The Yakuza Remastered Collection. This actually came out technically in August of last year. It contains Yakuza 3, Yakuza 4, and Yakuza 5, all like upscaled to 1080p and running at 60 frames per second. You know, they basically ported the PS3 games over to the PS4, and they were like the last remaining games to the series, main series, that was not available on PS4. So now we've got them, they've all been retranslated. And again, touching on the fact that I was moaning about like games not coming out physically back then, another one for me was Yakuza 5. Yakuza 5 did not come out physically for the PS3. It barely came out at all. It was digital only 3 years later. And they clearly know about that because this collection comes with a fucking PS3 disc for Yakuza 5. A PS3 case, sorry. There's no disc in here. You know, it's literally just for decorative purposes, but I think that's brilliant. I love that. So, thank you very much, Ryuga Gotoku. The only thing bad I would say is that Sega Europe seems to have cheaped out on this packaging, because I've seen pictures of the American release and it's a little bit nicer looking, and it has little pictures of Majima everywhere, because, you know, Majima's everywhere. UK version doesn't have that. Majima is nowhere on this case, so yeah, they cheaped out a little bit. But whatever, it's still super lovely to have that, so thank you, Sega. Big fan. And yeah, you know what? In retrospect, I paid like full price for this collection back in August just to play Yakuza 3 and get drip-fed the other games over time, and I double-dipped again to own it physically, so really you got more money out of me than I probably should have paid, but fuck it. It's Yakuza. Yakuza's worth it. Okay. So, enough about, that's enough with like getting, you know, tricked into paying more money for older games from Sega. You know, that's just really, I really don't support that behaviour at all. But my next game right here is the Bayonetta and Vanquish double pack, okay? And I think I put this on Twitter This is my 5th time buying Bayonetta and my 3rd time buying Vanquish. I know, I'm being a... Yeah, I know what I'm doing here. So I bought this purely out of obligation, not touched it yet. I started playing a bit of Vanquish, but I've now dropped it. Just so many other like fucking games to play. It's hard to keep up, guys. It really is. But yeah, it's definitely the definitive console version of both games. You know, like Bayonetta. This is better than like the Switch version, obviously, and Vanquish is like really good too. But I played both games on PC again already, so I guess I don't really need to play them again. And in that regard, I didn't really need to play this game at all. But I got it anyway. Because I'm like that. And lastly, we have... This was a game that really, I think, caught a lot of people off guard. Because it was announced like 8 fucking years ago. And has now just came out. And people are just like sort of realizing what this game is and what you can do with it. Dreams for PS4. Yeah, you really only have to like go on YouTube or whatever, see a few like user-created levels and the stuff that you can do with this game, and then immediately you're just like, oh shit, this game is special. Okay, this game is going to be wow. And there's already stories out there of people like being recruited by game companies for the stuff that they've done in this game. It's insane. I like went onto it the night I got it, and I was playing like multiple Sonic games. Like literally, people had made full Sonic games in Dreams, and it wasn't just Sonic. I found like Crash Bandicoot games. I found like Mario games. You know that those are probably going to get taken down, and as well as like other user-created stuff. It's insane. It really is, and I have not played as much of it as I would like to. But holy crap. This is definitely something to keep an eye out for, guys. I really recommend this. This is incredible, honestly. I don't think I'm ever going to make anything. I'm not creative enough, but it was the same with Little Big Planet. This is by the makers of Little Big Planet, by the way. It was the same with that game where I didn't make anything, but it was just like so cool to experience all of the like community content that game offered. So yeah, big thumbs up for me with Dreams. Right, so that's that, guys. Yeah, hopefully next video's back to Shenmue 2. 3. Fuck. Still not used to that. See you after. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.